Whoa, now I am your host, Lambo Drew, and you are now tuned into another edition of The Leverage Show. I'm telling you what, I am excited for tonight. You guys don't know how excited I am. When I'm telling y'all that we've got some amazing, great people, man, who come to The Leverage Show, amazing, great people, man, who really are generals and leaders and are really leading the charge, man, and are really killing it. I am so grateful for everyone. But this one tonight, this man, this general, this pioneer, this trailblazer has really pinpointed on home to Lambo, and especially in his journey. Like literally to watch this general begin to be able to pour into so many people's lives, and for me to become a student from a distance. Like when you are mentee from a distance to this mentor, it means so much to you. And I'm excited tonight to welcome our guest, Stan Richards. But before he go and come on this show, we're definitely going to get into the chats and stuff like that just a little bit. Definitely test the temperatures and stuff like that because we're excited for this guest to come on this show. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all want to be sharing this to each and every single person that you know, every single person you can find that you can send a message to. Send them this link because they do not want to miss tonight. Because this tonight, man, may be the life-changing moment that they truly need to be able to get to that next level. I know I'm excited. Lambo's been waiting all year, and you ain't getting ready to go ahead and rob me of my opportunity of my guy, Stan Richards, man, on The Leverage Show. So definitely sit right there. Let's see who's in the chats and stuff like that, man. Tonight, man, I'm excited for you. You guys are always bringing the heat, man. Shout out to my cousins in the building, man. What's up, Leverage Show family? Thank you, cuz. Always showing love. Truly appreciate you down there in New Orleans, man. You know what time it is and everything, man. Shout out to you, cuz. My guy, IC, is in the building. Isidro says, happy Tuesday, everyone. Shout out to you, Isidro. Isidro got the chance to be at the Core 4 event in December, where he got the chance to meet and hear from our guy, Stan Richards, up close and personally. He was actually on the front row, so he got a chance to hear this wonderful patriarch, man, that we have, man, that's on this show. Shout out to you, Isidro. Thank you for tuning in tonight, man. Appreciate all the love, man, that you bring. Hi, sir, Errol, man. How are you, man? Showing love to Errol. Errol showing love, man, to Mrs. Johnson, my wonderful wife, and IC. How are y'all? I'm good, IC, man. Money is in the building. Shout out to your money, man, for you being in the building. You already know you get that Lambo bell. Money showing love to IC. Money showing love to Errol, man. IC showing love to money. My guy, Kennard Haney, is in the building. What's up, Lambo and the Leverage Show family? Kennard Haney was there this December too. Front row, being able to see our guy, Stan Richards, our wonderful guest tonight. And I'm telling you what, he said to me, because he's actually in Denver visiting, and we got a chance to meet up, man, Sunday night with him and his wonderful wife, Kim, and really talk about tonight and said, hey, man, Stan Richards going to be on the Leverage Show on Tuesday night. Ken said, man, look, I'm there. Lambo, you ain't even got to say it. I am there. And he was front row in December at the show, and he's front row on the Leverage Show tonight as well. Shout out to you, Kennard Haney. Appreciate you and Kim. Had a wonderful time, man. We really enjoyed ourselves at Eddie V's. You know how we do, man. You come to Denver, Colorado, you know Lambo going to definitely turn it up for you. Appreciate you, man. Misfit is in the building. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Misfit, everybody is doing well. Thank you for that. Truly appreciate you for that. We need that here on the Leverage Show. Money is in the building, man. Showing love to Kennard. We love that, man. My wonderful wife, she is my bride. She is the reason why I am here. She is the reason why I'm breathing. She is the reason why Lambo looks so good. I ain't gonna much lie to you. She got a chance to hear from her wonderful Gemini, man, great friend, over the weekend. And then we were actually discussing Stan Richards actually being here on the show. That friend says, hey, I wouldn't miss Tuesday night to save my life when she shared it. And my wife was there, right there, front row, sitting right there, listening to Stan Richards in December too. So you already know it's getting ready to be a party. Baby, you're looking good. Thank you for all your support, love, the hugs, and kisses. Keep on sending them hearts to me, baby. You already know. Kennard Andy says, hi, money in the building, man. Showing love to my wifey, Mrs. Johnson. Thank you for that, Ken. Truly appreciate you, man. Money showing love, man. The Misfit Enterprises showing love to money. Showing love to money. Driving back to the hotel with dinner and treats for the staff. Gotta chat later. Appreciate you for that, man, Ken, man. Hit me up. You already know, man. Definitely tap in. Thank you for that, man, because you already know. You say you wouldn't miss it. Now, if he is committed with driving back with treats for the staff on a night like this for Stan Richards, you know that there is no excuse that you should not be tuned in and plugged into my guy tonight, Stan Richards. So definitely, shout out to you, African Kennard Haney. Keep on doing what you do. Listen, it is definitely, I can go so many ways with this because I have studied this man, this brother. And I mean, we have truly have so similar paths. I mean, we come from the transit world. And I'm not lying to you. If you know the transit world, man, it is filled with a lot of ups, downs, backs, forwards, ins and outs, crazy people, and also beautiful people. And in the spite of that, man, that literally, man, shows us, man, you know, that we have a lot of time on our hands when we're turning those wheels. I did that for like 20 years, man, you know, a little short of that. And Stan, he was right there in the thick of it, doing the same thing, battling, brotherhood on the lines, man, literally front lines, man, being able to take people back and forth, man, to their destinies and to their journeys, but also being able to think, how in the world am I getting ready to go ahead and excel at another level? Well, not only did he just think about it, he went on ahead and executed and did that. And this is the author, From the Bus to the Bentley. I'm telling you what, that title right there says it all. You get the Lambo Bell right there for that. The title says it all. From the bus to the Bentley. He went on ahead and made it a reality, and truly has been on stages and has been in conferences and been a great speaker to some of the great legends, as you know, as Mr. Les Brown himself, man, out there. Stan Richards has shared the platform with these amazing generals because he himself rose to be a general. Because of that, man, I really, really, really cannot begin to tell you all the accomplishments that he has done, all the leadership calls I've watched him do. And I sat back there in the comments like, that's Stan Richards, man, and was just amazed to see this speaker and this general, man, take these platforms by voice. I'm trying to tell you this tonight. If you do not know Stan Richards, tonight you will get the chance to meet this general and this mentor and this life coach to so many people. Without further ado, it is an honor to welcome to the first time, but not the last time, to the Leverage Show, I guess the honor, Mr. Stan Richards.
Hey, Lambo, True. How you doing?
Life is good, man. How are you doing, man? You know, I'm doing great. I feel like I'll hit the lottery tonight, man.
Yeah, hey, listen, man, I'm freaking amazing. And let me just say this. First of all, thank you for all those kind words. Yeah. But I want to give it back up to you, man, because you're doing it big, man, and you're a great example of what's possible when we get out our own way. And I'm truly honored, man, and I say that from the bottom of my heart, to be on your show tonight. I don't take it lightly. I was here at 7:45, like you asked me, and I'm honored to be on tonight to chop it up with you, man. So let's get into it, man. Do what we do.
Well, man, I really, really, really want to thank you, man. You gotta let the people know, because I really don't really know if there's so many people out there, man, who really know who is this man behind, you know, Lambo, man, lighting up so big, man, that Stan Richards is, man. Tell the people and everything a little bit about your journey tonight. Because, again, I don't think they know in its entirety, but I got my book on the way, and it's going to be signed copy by you. So let's rock and roll tonight on the Leverage. So let's get loose, Stan.
Oh, absolutely, man. Again, I'm Stan Richards, author of the book From the Bus to the Bentley, No More Limits. And my book, Lambo, basically talks about my journey coming from very humble beginnings, 7 kids in a 3-bedroom apartment, public assistance, no father in the house. And I remember eating good from the 1st to the 5th, and from the 6th to the 31st, you was on your own.
I remember them days.
Okay. You remember that big block cheese, that brown box that had "Do Not Sell" on it?
Hey man, better stop talking. The best government cheese sandwich we had out there. Stop talking about my cheese.
Hey, you put that cheese on a hamburger and it would never melt. It was
Come on now. You had to put it in the oven now, Stan.
That's it. So yeah, man. So I remember Lambo, my mom, man, who was a prayer warrior. And I remember her saying to me, Stan, you're going to do amazing things. She used to just pour into us, you know, and she used to chase us around the house with the Bible. And we thought she was crazy. And, you know, from there, I actually graduated from high school. I hated school with a passion, Lambo, because when I went to school, I was always hungry. I only went to school for lunch. Okay. And I remember sitting in a fourth grade class, looking out the window, and I was so hungry, and just saying, God, there's got to be a better way. And he actually, I remember him speaking to my spirit saying, you're going to do great and amazing things. And I didn't realize what was happening there at the time. But imagine this kid in a fourth grade class, always in the back of the room, very hungry. Yeah. And then long story short, I was pushed through school, and I ended up graduating school from high school to 1981, reading on a 6th grade level. Wow. Graduating, reading on a 6th grade level. And I was blessed. You'll read all this in the book. To get a good government job. And get a good government job. Now, what came with that job, Lambo, was a lot of ego and arrogance, because I thought I had made it because I was a GS3 back then.
Come on now.
And I had some annual leave, right? And so I started partying. This was back in the 80s during the drug epidemic. I started partying like a rock star, drinking. And by 1983, I was a functional cocaine addict. Okay? From 83 to 87, meaning that I could function, go to work, but all of my money went up my nose. Long story short, by 1987, I hit rock bottom. I lost my job. I lost everything. I was damn near homeless. And I just prayed and asked God to deliver me. And he did. He delivered me from drugs. So all praise is due to him.
Man, right?
I got to give it to him. I got to talk about him tonight, because
Come on,
absolutely nothing. And he delivered me from addiction, man. And then I came back and I got me a good job driving the bus.
Come on now. You know, we share that in common now. Come on now.
Yes, indeed. And I drove that bus. I was so grateful to get cleaned up. I drove that bus 80 to 100 hours a week, 6 to 7 days a week. I worked all the overtime that they would give me. I even contemplated, I was institutionalized on the bus.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, how can I drive 2 of these buses at one time? That's how strung out I was on the bus. And let me tell you what happened, man. By 2005, I'm fast forwarding. By 2005, I had become institutionalized on that bus. And let me tell you what happened there. Very traumatic experience. My brother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He was my best friend, right? He lived 9 years with pancreatic cancer, right? And that changed my life. What the enemy meant for bad changed my life, okay? Because New Year's Eve 2005, I got on my knees and I said, God, I need something else, because I was institutionalized on a bus, meaning that I was making 6 figures.
Yeah.
But my car was parked at the bus garage and not in my garage.
Yeah.
Right? And my wife didn't like me and my kids didn't know me because I was never home. Yeah. And and so let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
2006, long story short, I got in front of a major wealth trend called voice over IP. I was selling video phones.
Yep.
Right? Because I seen something that most people didn't see. I knew that 10, 15 years later, we would have videos on cell phones.
Yep.
I got in front of that trend, man, and I was blessed to retire, me and my wife, from 2 6-figure income jobs.
Come on now, Stan.
We went on from there, man, and we built huge organizations. We were blessed to retire. We started the Richards Group Foundation, because here's the thing, Lambo. The only thing that matters is what we give back.
Come on now. Talk to
We went back and we started the foundation in honor of my mother, and I was able to mentor the kids in my same projects. And I was blessed to win a Hoodie Awards with Steve Harvey for 2 consecutive years in 2013, 2014. Right? And so just to fast forward, by 2015, we had another bump. I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. Okay. God healed me of prostate cancer.
Come on now. Come on
right?
now.
And then we went on and fast forward today. Me and my wife were both in the financial services business. I'm also an inspirational speaker, a coach, and we've been just blessed to do some amazing things to give back to people in our family and in our community and people who want more. So that's a snippet of what you'll read in the book.
I don't even know where to begin to dissect that, because that journey of the snippet told everything of Lambo. Like, that was, man, and we said that when we were there in DC, and I say, hey, man, you said, I relate to you. I knew it. I'm laughing because I was the same way. I was one of the highest earners. My wife could tell you, and I used to brag on that. I was the most highest earner because I was turning those wheels on that bus. There was me and another guy named David Nixon, who was my wife's father's best friend at the time at the job. And we became best friends. My father actually passed away before I started transit. And me and that gentleman became great friends. We were the highest 2 drivers in there. We were working so much. They still to this day talked about how we were running circles around people. They said, I've never seen people work that much at a job, making that type of money like that. But you're right. We got addicted to it. I mean, they didn't think that you could make that driving a transit bus, you know?
Yeah.
But it had to change for us, because I knew, just like you, it came to a point like, I can't go ahead, man, and live this life, even though we were making great money, man, and people could go ahead and knock at drivers. And I knew more millionaire drivers who own real estate and own the best of cars and own the best of homes than some people who went to college for 6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
And we're literally running circles around them.
Yeah.
But I knew something was more to my life than just that, being stuck, giving my time to another man's vision and not building my own vision. Stan, what was it at that point when you were behind that bus and you looked at your vehicle? Because I used to pass my vehicle so many times when we had routes that went by the job and stuff like that. Like, man, there go my vehicle right there. It sat more times than it actually had miles on it for the year, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell people, it's just, you know, you're a product of your environment. Just like you said, me and the boys used to, because I worked the night board, so you can make more money if you work the night board. That means you drove every route in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So we used to compare checks, and we used to bet to see who could get to 100,000 the quickest.
Yeah.
Right? So, and then when you start making the money, the first thing we're programmed to do is to go buy depreciating assets. Yeah. So I had the BMW smoked out off the 20s, okay, with the check engine light on, right? You know, and so again, the cars are sitting there on the lot.
Yeah.
My kids don't know me, and my wife don't like me because she has to pick up and drop off and do everything. And I can't help her because I'm chasing the dollar.
Yeah, come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
And so here's the deal. I always teach this, Rambo. Change only happens 2 ways. One is through repetition. It's like a push-up, okay? The other is through a traumatic experience. And that traumatic experience was me witnessing my brother, who was a grinder like me, get pancreatic cancer, and they gave him 4 months to live. And then I started looking at, okay, dude, what's important to you? Is it this stuff? You know, is it this big house, these big cars, but you have no time with your family? And the light came on for me. And that's when I surrendered my ego to all of the people, the 100,000 that was in my circle. Okay. To say, I need change. I need something different. And I prayed for opportunity. And then when I got into the industry of network marketing back then, and I was selling voice over IP because it was going mainstream, people looked at me at the garage like I was crazy, Rambo. They was like, man, what are you doing? Selling phones?
Yeah.
You know? And then look, get this. This was crazy. In 18 months, I was able to retire versus 18 years.
Come on now. Come on now.
18 months versus 18 years. And those people laughed at me. It was like, man, you don't quit these jobs.
Yeah.
I did. And then my wife, who worked for the federal government, she was a GS-14. She was able to retire in 22 months. All because of timing and positioning and having the courage to get out our own way and get in the way of the money.
Come on now. Come on now.
So from there, we just began to grow because we got in community with people like Dr. George C. Fraser, Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Tony Robbins, which took our level of thinking, our consciousness to a whole nother level. And once the mind expands, you notice it'll never go back the same.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Talk to him. Talk to him, Stan.
You know? So even with yourself, we're just examples of what's possible. Okay. And it doesn't have to make sense if it's legal and it makes dollars.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about now in the crypto space and how, you know, I was listening to the whole journey with Bitcoin and how it's going to revolutionize the way we do money because nobody can control it.
Yeah.
See, the metro, the transit system, they can control my salary. They can control my income. And if they can control that, they can control me.
Come on now. Come on now.
But with this new revolution, okay, nobody controls that.
Yeah.
And if we are open to be curious enough to just say, you know what? If Rambo is doing whatever he's doing, and if it makes sense and makes dollars, I need to connect with him. I need to surrender my ego, connect with him, and humble myself and ask him, what must I do to get what you're getting?
Talk to him.
It's that simple. I teach my sons that. My oldest son is getting ready to graduate next month from Morehouse College.
Shout out to him.
And I told him, I said, Stan, the key is you have to connect with your professors. Because people do business with people that they like, they trust in people to make them feel good. If they know that you're interested, you connect with them. The worst case scenario, you're gonna get a D.
Yeah. There's facts on that.
Facts, man. Yeah.
So let me ask you something because I mean that's so key, and I think that most people have had the disconnection in their life of not knowing where they should be plugged in at, right? You said you made the connection and you were actually doing the VoIPs. We call them VoIPs, but the voiceovers. And a lot of people were looking at that like, oh man, what is he doing? You said, hey man, less than 2 years, I'm getting ready to be out of this rat race. And I hate to say it, and if it's 2005 or whatever, some of them that may have had a little time in probably are still turning them wheels today.
Yeah.
But guess what? What you were able to do, you say I was able to retire me and retire my wife. Most people don't never think forward thinking like that, Stan. And you know how the industries we've come out of, we get accustomed to getting the bikes, getting the toys, you got a little money in your pocket, still in debt. You just went and purchased all this stuff. I remember I did not really start, and I was networking the same way had a credit repair business. Everybody know I was doing that for 18 years. Got into business funding and everything else, but also was doing stocks. And people used to say, man, Lambo was back then, he was like that, into that stuff. Like, and people would just look at me like, man, why is this dude working all these hours? But then all of a sudden, he's studying charts. He's investing in it. It's all this other stuff. Because I was investing into the future me. I knew, and I would tell people, I'm not going to be here for long, but you better get me while I'm here. You better take full advantage of my time, my wisdom, and every type of nugget I can drop while I'm here. Was it ever a time when you made that switch and you're getting it around the great ones, and the great ones, man, like Les Brown and Bob Proctor and some of the great ones, Tony Robbins, are all, man, really, man, speaking into you, and you look over, and shout out to your wonderful wife, Sharice. I got to give her a wonderful shout out because she's killing the game, man, and she's really doing an amazing job. You guys definitely need to tap in to Stan's wonderful wife, Sharice. She's really killing the game. This is a 1-2 combo that you want to be a part of, and we're going to talk about that later in the broadcast. But was there ever a time when you heard the message and you started seeing yourself excel that you wanted to just reach back to some people and be like, hey, man, I can get you out this rat race. Just come follow me. Did you ever get to that point where you're seeing yourself excel and you and Sharice are going up and you're just like, I want to really give back to these people because I know they're not going to make it out, man, the same way that I made it out if they don't try.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and here's what I always say, Lambo. Initially, it was about, making the money, seeing how much money I can make, and traveling the world, staying in nice hotels. Yeah. But here's the fact of the matter. You only can eat a steak so many ways.
That's my favorite meal too. Come on now, Stan. Yeah. Talk to him.
The only thing that matters is what you give back.
Yeah.
But here's what I had to understand. It's hard to be a prophet in your own land.
Come on now. That's scripture.
So it's crazy because we would go back, and even now, the things that we have learned from people, multimillionaires, they've taught us the money game.
Come on now.
Family and friends and people that's closest to us, when we try to, empower them that it's important. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep. And you have to get your money to work for you as hard as you worked for it. Okay? That's the key. It's not about how much. You got to get started, and you got to get that thing to compound and to grow exponentially.
Yes.
But that has been a challenge, and I'm sure it's been a challenge for you. Because the people that are closest to you, they don't believe that it's possible for them.
Yeah.
But what I found is to continue to just be the light and the great example. And for those who want it, they will reach out.
Yeah.
They will reach out. But always, man, my wife could tell you, I used to take it personal when I go back and try to help, guys that I worked with for years, because driving a bus, eventually what it's going to do is you're going to get sick.
Yeah.
Think about it. You're jumping off, you're eating at McDonald's, you're eating at Wendy's, you're eating at all these fast food places, and you're not getting proper sleep because of your schedule. But, I had a big old gut, a flat butt, okay, pre-diabetic almost, high cholesterol. All my numbers was whack when I was driving the bus. I can show you pictures that will blow your mind. I was a heart attack waiting to happen.
Wow.
So what they don't realize is that when you're chasing that money like that, you're sacrificing your health and your family. You're going to lose in the end.
Yeah.
Even if you make it to retirement, within 3 to 5 years, you're dead.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, always, man, it's because, when I look back on how, God has delivered me from addictions and things like that, and cancer, I'm not supposed to be here. So my job now is to be the light and go back and share and to inspire, not motivate, but to inspire the people that you can be, do, and have anything that you want. But it comes down to making the decision, number one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a decision.
Come on now.
Number two, you got to be willing to invest in yourself.
Come on now.
I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on me growing. You don't just show up on a stage with Les Brown.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
And you got to find a coach. You got to find someone that you trust.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to help you to get to that next level, because you can't do it by yourself or you'd already done it.
Yeah. Yeah. Many times over. Talk to us, Stan. You know, I think that I was sitting down today, this is a true story, with a gentleman, a good friend of mine. And, you know, just last year, he lost like $1 million almost in one day, right? And I'm sitting down with him at the table, and I'm talking to him. I said, hey, man, you know, there's some things that you want to do if you really want to rebound. You got to adjust, right? And I remember the time last year when I was trying to say some things, right? Hey, man, you may want to do this. I'm going to do it my way. I said, okay, well, you know, you do it your way. Let's see how that work out for you. Well, a year later, you know, we seen how that worked out. I often, and I would talk to my wife even about that particular individual. I say, man, babe, if he did this, this, and this, he'd be a multimillionaire, man. I mean, way over than what he would see. And it's always hard, like you said, when a prophet has no honor in his own home, it's always hard to try to begin to convince people of something that's working when it doesn't become real to their mind or their perception.
Yeah.
And when you said that, it took me back and then it took me forward, because you said, he asked the question today. He says, Lambo, you know, man, what's been going on with you with all of this stuff and really sitting down and talking? So I began to share with him, and he was blown away. He's like, well, how did you do all of this stuff? And what's going on? I said, well, I invested in myself, like you said.
Yeah.
You invested hundreds of thousands. Most people don't know that investment. They don't know you giving up certain things. You changing your diet. You moving to another level. Like Stan is a big workout. Him and his wonderful wife are workout. They love to work out. Y'all really got to go ahead and tap into them working out. I mean, that motivates Lambo to work out and stuff like that, man. Now, my wife, she's probably laughing somewhere like, he ain't working out that much, Stan. But, but it motivates me, man, to at least get myself moving into place. But you said something so key. You says, I walked on no stage, not to sit there and talk to people and motivate them, but to inspire them.
Yeah.
I tell this to everybody. I say the greatest act of mankind is to inspire.
Amen. Amen.
One of the greatest things. Is there any point in time in your life where you're on that ascent going up and you see yourself doing some things and you look over to Sharice and Sharice looks back at you and she says, hey, baby, we're doing this thing. We're inspiring. We're really motivating people. But what is it that really, really, really inspired you guys to say, let's even go bigger than where we're at than when we were doing the VoIPs? Let's go to the next level. Let's see what that looks like. And talk to us about that conversation that you may have had, man, with her one-on-one, or just even a conversation with God about going to that next level and somebody inspiring.
Yeah, one of the things, Lambo, I learned from Bob Proctor, God bless his soul, is that you never stop growing. You know, and we get this false sense that you get to a certain point and you just gonna go sit on a beach. No, you should always be setting new goals for yourself and challenge yourself, because here's the thing. You talked about the guy that lost the $1 million. I mean, I've made money, I've lost money. We've all have.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's a universal law. There's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So there's been seasons in our lives where we can't miss.
Yeah.
Like we can't miss.
Yeah.
But then there's seasons in our life where we can't hit.
Yeah.
So I tell everybody to fix your roof while the sun is shining, because rain is coming. Right? So now for me, here's the thing. I've been blessed to pour into some people.
Yeah.
Okay. And watch them even grow past me.
Mm.
That's doing some stupid stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let me tell you, that's worth more than any dollar bill.
Yeah.
When you can help someone realize their dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because again, money is all illusion. You know, $1 million is a lot of money to some people, and there's no money to some people. It's just money.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
That's
facts.
But when you can come, you can take a person and you can pour into them and watch them grow and realize their dreams and aspirations. It's priceless.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the thing. When you talk about going to the next level, I'm always looking to, set bigger goals for myself. Okay. But then also make sure that it's about serving somebody else and helping them to realize their goal.
Come on now.
You know, because when you do that, you know, you're lifting them up. You get power because you're like, man, I remember when.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God gets the glory, man, at the end of the day. You know, we just a great example of what's possible. The vision is not your own. Like what we're going for, it's not your own. It's all about coming back and lifting somebody else up. Those who want, you know what I mean?
You know, I 100% agree with that. And I really want to piggyback on that. I mean, you talk so much about serving, right? But I love in everything, man, in your journey, when you're actually telling, the fast track to what the Buster the Bentley was. You talked about your relationship with God, man. And I really, really, really would love everybody to know that, because Stan is, him and his wife, man, they always posting everything. It's amazing, man. Let's talk about your relationship with God and what that has done to you and really being able to shine into so many places like that, man.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be powerful.
Yeah.
So I was sitting in here in my office 2 weeks ago, and get this, man, this is huge.
Yeah.
I got 9 brothers. Guys, we're prayer partners. So we pray together from Monday through Friday at 7:00 every day, right? Wow. And these are dudes that come from all walks of life. These ain't no Bible-toting dudes. These are round the way dudes.
Yeah.
That loves God.
Yeah.
Right? So we've been together, Rambo, for 12 years.
Wow.
So we get off a call the other day, about 2 weeks ago, and God just said, I want you to begin to list all the miracles that I've done for you. And I'm like, and so when you think about miracles, right?
Yeah.
That's something that only God could have done.
Come on now. Come on now.
And when I think about those times when I was on drugs and I used to take my whole check and put it up my nose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was a slave and it was dark and nobody knew. And he delivered me from that.
Come on now, Stan.
These are miracles.
Come on now. Come on now.
When I think about a time where when I began coaching, my first coaching client was a psychiatrist.
Wow.
That owned her own practice, $1 million practice in Atlanta, Georgia. And here I am, a bus driver with a PhD, public high school diploma, teaching the psychologist. That's a miracle. So, Rambo, I got 21. Look, get this. You'll read this in the book. When I went to apply for my first government job, it was I was with the FBI, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was the only black guy in there. There's 40 guys there. I'm the only black guy. And they give me the test. Remember, I graduated, couldn't read 6 months before. Yep. So I go down the test with the number 2 pencil, just dotting everything, And I get on the bus coming back and I'm defeated because I knew I failed the test. I get a letter said, "You're hired." That's a miracle.
That's God.
Bro, that's a miracle.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I share the stage with Dr. George Fraser and Les Brown, with a guy that never, I didn't go to any type of speaking classes before. And I spoke and trained in front of 10,000 people before. Wow. That's a miracle.
Wow.
And I got tons of them. I just started listening to them as it was coming in my spirit that morning. And listen, when you get a chance, you should do that.
Yeah.
When you have some quiet time, just start listening. And I'm gonna get I want to challenge all the people that's on.
Yeah.
Get still and just start listing all the miracles. I'm not talking about blessing. A blessing, somebody give you some money or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you get I'm talking about a miracle, something that only God could have done.
Come on now.
Right now, I got 22 miracles in my phone. And they just coming. You know what I mean? So when you think about that, like I'm 62 years old, right? When you think about that, you like, even with the cancer, delivered 3 times from cancer. Right? Bro, when you get to a point, you start saying, okay, why wouldn't I want to like serve somebody? Why wouldn't I want to serve a God like that? Like, really? I'm not talking about no church thing. I'm talking about a one-on-one relationship with the Most High. Like, why would I want to serve? Like, it's crazy because you got to hear the story real quick.
Yeah.
When I was, me and my wife, when we joined the network marketing company, I couldn't speak in front of people. So we was doing these presentations, and every time I got in front of people, I would sweat, break out, and forget my name.
Wow.
And everything. And then he showed me, he said, look, I'm gonna make you #1 in this company. I had 80,000 people in my network, and the company gave me a free Bentley. Right? So, bro, like, how does this happen? Like, it's not me.
Yeah.
And then I go on and speak and write book. Look, when I wrote my book, I was 47. I didn't read my first book until I was 44 years old. That book was The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker.
T. Harv Eker. I know very well.
I got to meet him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I got to meet T. Harv Eker. Yeah.
Wow.
And that was the first book I ever read. And then by 47, I had wrote my own book, From the Bus to the Bentley. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, at the end of the day, so I say all that to say, like, I don't chase money and shiny objects and cars and stuff like that. All of that is great. I done driven them all, at the end of the day. And I don't knock that because it's nice to ride in a Bentley now.
Yeah, come on now.
It's nice to ride in a Lambo.
Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, say what you want. It's nice. So, but at the end of the day, it's so much more. There's so much more to this thing called life than that. That's all I'm saying.
I gotta laugh, man, because you say God challenged you to write down those miracles, man. And I want to talk about some of those miracles because I don't think that people understand enough that when a miracle happens, that's between you and God. That's God saying, I can't wait to flex on you one time. Let me flex my muscle. Let me show you who I am in your life, Stan. Yeah. Can't wait to really show you who I am. And I remember the time, man, just one on reflection, when me and my wife and kids had moved from Ohio, and I talked about the story all the time, to Minnesota. And we went homeless for a year, living out of our car, sleeping out of our car, hotel to hotel, motel to motel. It's 23, 30 degrees negative outside, 40 degrees negative outside. And I watched, man, as my wife would stay right there. And I'm like, man, you could just leave. You go back home, take the kids and, let's try to do some other. And she said, no, I'm going to be right here. Because if God called us here, he called us here for a reason. And there'll be times we would go to these hotels and I would pull up and I would pray before I go into the hotel. Had no money in my pocket, and I'm just like, God, I just don't want my family out in the cold tonight because we have all our belongings in this vehicle. I don't want them out in the cold tonight. We would walk in there and literally, man, we would say, hey, man, listen, can I just get a room for the night? Man, the people would say, man, look, we're going to give you a room for a week. We just want to let you know something. We're going to give you a room for a week. And then when you get to that week, we're going to see where we're at. And then we're gonna give you a couple more nights here and a couple more nights there. And I would break down in tears as a man because I'm like, man, here I am working a job, trying to suffer all I can and barely making nickels to do anything. And then God is providing like that, man, at every step of the way to continuously to keep pushing forward. I don't think that people know, and I want to ask this question to you, Stan. When God is showing a miracle when you're in your testing phase and he can't wait to flex and do something in your life, I don't know as a leader how many times that it crossed your mind to either give up or either you felt defeated. And could you talk about those times to those people when that time did come or arrive, when something like that happened and it's just you and God having a faith fight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's been seasons when I felt defeated, but I would always go to gratitude.
Yeah.
Even if it took me all the way back to 4th grade, like I talked about. And I would always tell myself, if he did it then, he'll do it again. He'll do it now. And I never forget that. So, you know, because we're human at the end of the time. I mean, at the end of the day, we're human. And so what I do is I understand how the mind works, the conscious and the subconscious mind, and whatever is impressed upon the subconscious mind, and everything is energy.
Yeah.
Those negative thoughts and feelings, I let them flow through and out. And I'll say to myself, oh, that's interesting. Well, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it. It ain't gonna happen. That's interesting. That's interesting. But I know that it's going to happen because he's never failed me at the end of the day. It's never failed me. You just have to have the faith and walk, you know, through the season. And the way we build that faith, Lambo, is we got to stay in action. We got to keep doing, keep being, keep doing. And then the door open. You know, but just think if you would have sat in the car and you would have said, I'm not even gonna go ask these people for no room.
Bang, bang, bang. Come on now.
You surrender the ego. You surrender the ego and reached out and asked for help. And that's something that most people never do.
Yeah.
You know, the squeaky wheel gets the oil.
So come on now.
So, you know, we have to ask, but there's always another level of faith.
Yeah.
And we're all going to be challenged. Nobody gets away. You know, people look at successful people, but they don't know the backstage. They don't know they don't know my backstage.
Yeah.
They don't know my grind, my hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The challenges and things like that, you know. But again, during those winter months, okay, the sun is coming back around, but during those winter months and those dark seasons, that's when you have to really stay in action, continue to still speak life, speak truth, and keep pressing forward.
You said a mouthful there, Stan. I mean, just being able to hear that, because there's a lot of people, man, who are going to watch this broadcast and they're going to say to themselves, like, man, Stan, I identify where I'm at, where you're talking about, Stan. That is where that people are currently at that stage. And they needed to hear it out of your mouth so that they can really get over that hump. And I think that so many times as leaders, man, people have the misconception that we're bulletproof. Like, oh, nothing's going to test the leader. Can I say this to people in the back, and me and Stan can testify? We're probably the ones that's getting it the worst.
Oh, yeah. You know what I told my son the other day? Because he wants to be an entrepreneur. I said, Stan, this entrepreneurship thing, I said, no suckers allowed.
Straight up.
I said to him, I said, this is not easy, son.
Yeah.
Okay. And you got to have very tough skin.
Yeah.
Okay. And a very sound mind in order to be an entrepreneur full time.
Yeah.
You know, because ain't no checks coming every Wednesday. Like we just get paid every Wednesday.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Ain't no checks coming every Wednesday. You know, so you gotta get out and get creative and make it happen. And your passion, whatever that passion is, that may not be in that season in the season. So you might have to go do something else that could possibly fund your passion. Because a lot of people say, well, you know, when I was doing, you know, voice over IP, people say, well, that's not my passion. Well, it don't have to be your passion. It can fund your passion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this whole crypto space, it wasn't my passion 3 years ago when I got involved, but I understand timing and positioning and getting in front of wealth trends. Okay. It can fund your passion.
Yeah.
It can fund my nonprofit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We want to talk about that, Stan, because me and you share that same similar passion and desire with crypto and Forex and all of these spaces that most people are like, what is that? They're kind of really foreign to. You know, let's talk about that, man. How did you get introduced to crypto and this passive income lifestyle like this, Stan?
Well, it's amazing. About three years ago, I think 3 years ago. Yeah. You know, I only been in the space like 3 years. Well, no, actually 7 years ago, I bought in 2017, a friend of mine was telling me about Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I bought a Bitcoin for $7,000. And then I sold it at 7,800.
Yeah.
And it ended up going to 20,000, and then it dropped all the way back. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. And then I just did a little bit more research, and it just made sense, just like voice over IP, because we used to have home phones where you had a jack in a wall.
Yep.
But they found a way to route our calls through the internet. That's a wealth trend. So it's the same thing that's happening now in the crypto space, okay? Because nobody controls it. It's going to revolutionize the way that we spend money anywhere in the world. You don't need Western Union to send money across the world, digital money or whatever. So I got involved that way.
Yeah.
You know, and I believe in it. I believe in the space. I believe that over the next few years, it's going to really, it's going to be the way that how we spend money. We're going to be our own banks.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
Facts. And I can see that happening. You know, we were so on the show, shout out to BOJ, man. And one of our good friends, man, Dap Dunbar, actually came on the show, man, and was just answering some real hard, tough questions and stuff like that. And one of them was stemming around Novatech, which is one of the other ones that we all know of. Yeah. Talk to us and everything, man, and let people know, man, about your experience, man, of being able to see like a wonderful company at one time that had the possibility that was really changing lives, and that you actually seen that was innovative moving forward. And you know that many other crypto spaces, if they could do this or duplicate this, would make so many people successful. Talk about your journey with that.
Yeah, well, you know, I was introduced to Novatech and got involved, and I really believed in the vision of the company.
Yeah,
you know, I really believed in the vision of the company, and of course, I shared it with my family and my friends, and because of my servant leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, Rambo. If you knew of a bank that was paying 3% a week, wouldn't you call me and say, Stan, this bank is paying 3%?
I'm calling you that day, man. I find it, I'm calling you, brother.
Yeah. And that's what we did.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate. I think that the company got too big. I think that they outgrew the corporate leadership. and along with some other, the politics of crypto, and the average person being able to make this type of money is frowned upon in the world. So I think all that had something to do with it, but I truly believed in the company, and I do right now, I do believe that we're going to be made whole at some point. I mean, that's just my belief, because here's the thing, and this is just my spiritual side.
Yeah.
You never lose doing something good.
Come on now.
So I don't, I've lent people money and they went away.
Yeah.
And ran off. And I just smile, because it always come back. Somehow it always come back. They'll come back years. I don't chase them. I don't do any of that. I do believe that the owners of Novatech, which I've met Cynthia once on a Zoom call like this, and I jived with her, her spirit. I believed in their vision.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I got involved. I would have never opened it up to my network if I didn't believe in their vision, right? Yeah. So I don't believe, and this is just me, that these people just took everybody's money and ran off it over the world somewhere. I just don't believe that. They're like that, but that's just me. And we have to watch what we speak out of our mouth. We speak life or death, which comes through the power of the tongue. And so I don't speak negatively about Novatech. I don't speak, I don't say they didn't ran off or whatever. I believe we're all going to be made whole. And that's my stance there.
I love that stance, because I think that a lot of people, when they seen that, some people were first introduced, right, to not just Novatech, but many other different platforms. And when they seen something like that happen, like, oh man, I tried to do this and then this happened and stuff like that. We never want to put a negative on anything that literally has blessed so many lives. And Novatech was around for 4 years, blessing people's lives. In this space today, I was actually meeting with a gentleman who will be coming to the show. And he's actually an amazing trader, right? And I'm actually setting up the gentleman's account who I was at the table with, right? And I'm talking to him. I said, hey, man, you got to set this up with crypto, right? He's like, I don't believe in crypto. I just hate it. I say, well, these accounts are U.S. accounts, and you have to set them up with crypto. PAM accounts, pocket option accounts, and all these other accounts, you have to set them up with crypto. In that space, when you see that there are programs that are here one day and then maybe not there the next day, and then people see like the market trending down in Bitcoin after the Bitcoin halving, and then now look like Bitcoin now is taking days to be able to put Bitcoin back on the platforms. Is there still hope into the crypto space, especially after all you've seen and all I've seen and a lot of other people I've seen out here, that those newcomers would love to go on ahead and know that they can actually go ahead and be made wealthy?
I believe so, man. Again, but here's the thing. There's risk to everything. If there's no risk, there's no reward.
Come on now.
Anything we got to do, we have to sacrifice something, or you don't grow.
Yes.
Average people do nothing.
Come on now. Okay?
I don't believe that we were put on this earth to be average. I don't believe that God loves Warren Buffett more than he loves Lambo. Or Stan. Matter of fact, Warren Buffett went to DC public schools like me.
See?
So watch this. So, and I do believe that we were all put here to live in abundance. But he's just not going to drop money out of the sky. There's opportunity. You have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to invest. And then you have to be patient.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even when I was selling the video phone, when I first started selling it, the damn phone didn't work half of the time. Okay. And then people quit. People quit. Oh, that phone don't work. That phone don't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I built a team of 80,000 people.
Yeah. Somebody's believing in it.
Yeah, but even in this whole crypto space, bro, the world is changing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They haven't even scratched the surface for the people with Bitcoin and crypto yet. I mean, like it's still in the infancy state. The world is changing.
Yeah.
It's up to us to see the opportunity, get involved. Don't over leverage. That's the thing. Don't try to get rich quick. Get a little bit, let it grow. Okay. Because it's not going anywhere, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Nobody controls it.
Yeah. At all.
So it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to dip. It's going to do that. But guess what? It's not going away.
Come on now.
And think about it. All the major institutions, and guess what?
Yeah.
They're buying Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones that talked about it's a fad, they're buying it.
Yes.
They're holding it.
Yes.
And they trying to get us to sell ours to them.
Yeah. I talked about that, Stan, man, on Finance Fridays Live. Grayscale, BlackRock, all went on ahead and made a Bitcoin ETF that literally JP Morgan Chase, Citibank, and all of these other big institutions decide to start jumping in on that Bitcoin ETF. And I'm sitting there saying, like, if they're jumping in on this ETF and it's crypto-based, trust me, the banks believe in it too. Yeah. They just don't want you to believe in it.
Right. Absolutely.
So where do we go from there? Where does someone begin to take the right training to even learn possibly where could this go ahead and take us to if we do invest in this and how to invest in it? I have a lot of older people, and they're very, very in their elder span. They want to invest in crypto, hands down. They just don't know where to go to invest. Who would they actually go ahead and reach out to, Stan?
Well, they need to reach out to people like yourself. I mean, people that's been in the space for a while, you know, and get educated. You can Google, you know, and get all the information you want on it, you know. But again, it comes down to, you know, getting the information, and making the connection with people that you trust. And you know, you or I might be a little bit further along, where they say, well, you know what, you know, should I put a matter of fact, my youngest son asked me, he saved up $300. He was like, should I buy some Bitcoin? I was like, yeah, but you understand you're gonna have to sit on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't think you're gonna buy it today and it's gonna triple tomorrow. No, you buy it and then you sit on it. Sit on it till you finish high school and you see where it is then. You know what I mean?
Come on now.
Yeah. So again, you know, it just comes down to understanding, getting involved and understanding where the trends are. But most people, they won't do that. You know, they'll just stay in their lane and stay in their space and, you know, live life, you know, struggling, trading hours for dollars, you know, and I just think it's unfortunate because, you know, I think that, you know, when you look at it from a biblical perspective, you know, God is in us in spirit, and he said to have dominion over the earth, rule over the earth, and live in abundance. He didn't just say that for Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett.
Come on now.
You know, he said that for you and I.
Come on now.
You look at, again, a guy like me with a PhD, public high school diploma, never been to college a day in my life, but been blessed to do some amazing things. How do you do it? It's all about connecting with the right people.
Yeah.
And open your mind up and be willing to grow yourself.
Facts.
You know,
I think that that's so key because we make so many connections, right, in the space that we're in, and we're able to do that. But I think it's people really kind of breaking out of that comfort zone. Stay and talk to some people, man, who may be out there who really want to really try to learn or get to that next level and network with some really, really, really high level people. How do they actually break out of that comfort zone, Stan?
well, here's the thing. You know, it's funny because my wife, Sharice, I would say there's 4 personality types. There's sharks, people that love money.
Yeah.
There's dolphins. I'm a dolphin. I love a good time. I love people. I love a good party.
Yeah.
There's urchins, and urchins are very analytical and they're very skeptical. And my wife is an urchin, right? And then there's whales. Whales are super servants. People just want to, nobody left behind.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to save the world, those type of people. Now, so for years, my wife and my son, my oldest son, he's coming out of his shell now, but he has a little bit of, he's a little urchin and he's a little dolphin. So, but I was telling him, I said, Stan, it's okay to be an urchin, but guess what? You wasn't put on this earth to be alone, to be by yourself. You have to learn how to network and grow your network because that's going to help you grow yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't do it by yourself because, you know, your thinking will only take you as far as it'll take you.
Yeah.
So you have to get in communities with people who inspire you to go to the next level. So that person, I would say to just, you know, get out their own comfort zone, make some connections. You know, as you go about your life, I would say leave people with the impression of increase. Have a smile on your face. When you speak to people, that could lead, speaking to people can lead to connections.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why whenever you see me on social media, you always gonna see Stan Richards with a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
Because people feel your energy.
Yeah.
The same thing with you. People love you, man.
Yeah.
So guess what? People want to connect with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you walk around with a stone face, I mean, come on, you gotta live a little bit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can still be an urchin. You can be analytical, read up on everything, you know. But make that connection and grow yourself out of your comfort zone.
Dude, you have just said so much. I'm laughing at so much great information and great advice. My good friend, shout out to Stack, Steve Woods, man, used to always talk about that urchin, man, and all those classifications, but especially that urchin, man. And to hear you say that, man, Stan, I know for a fact you'd have blessed a lot of people with that.
Yeah. It was funny. I'll share this with you. When we joined the company that sold the video phone, right?
Okay.
My wife said, "You're going to join that?"
Yeah.
I mean, I said, "Yeah, baby." I said, "In 10 years, we'll have video on cell phones." That's when we had the flip phones.
Yeah.
I said, 10 years, it's going to be video on cell phone. I just want to get in position and connect with these people.
Yeah.
So she started reading that. By the time she finished reading all the application, I had already signed up.
Hey, look, we rolling, we going.
Think about it. They say the C student make all the money off the A student, and the B student go work a job, right?
Wow.
The C student with common sense he hires the A student, and the B student go work a job. So if it makes sense, it makes dollars.
Come on now, man.
Crypto, Bitcoin makes sense. Start out buying you $5 worth of Bitcoin a day or a week. Okay, and see if it makes sense in a year or two.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Make a lot of sense.
Think about it. when Bitcoin dropped all the way back to 17, 16,000.
Yep.
If somebody bought one Bitcoin, today is 66,000.
Yeah.
So they'd be up, what, 50,000?
50,000.
In 6 months?
Yes.
Like back in last August, it was 15, 16,000.
Yes. Yes. We remember that vividly. Vividly.
But no, they took that 15,000, put it right in the bank, and get 2%, 1% a year when inflation is 8%. So you're losing money trying to save money.
Say, make it make sense. You heard about it tonight, man. Make it make sense, man. That's all he's saying.
Yeah. If you'd have bought one Bitcoin for 15,000, 16,000, I think it dropped to 16,000.
Yeah.
66, you'd be up $50,000. You could take out $50,000 and cash it, put it back in your bank. You got 50 grand and let that up for 16 roll.
And you know it's gonna do nothing but keep going higher and keep expanding. You know, Stan, this is a true story. I'm on a Zoom call last week. I'm with a gentleman who started Microsoft with Bill Gates. He was with this team. It's just me, him, and 2 other people on this private Zoom. And he's like, Lambo, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm like, dude, you started Microsoft with Bill Gates. Pleasure to meet you. You know? And he begins to tell me, he says, I retired in 1996 because they turned around, man, and they retired me. I sold off, made the money from Microsoft. We all made money. He said, I got so bored that I went back in to working in developing software for TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, and some of the other leaders out here, Merrill Lynch as well. He says, Lambo, this is a true story. He says, when I'm developing software for them, he says, I looked and I said, how can I help the normal people? For the last 24 years, he's been developing his own software to come back and help people into the crypto space.
Wow.
Crypto stocks and everything else. This gentleman, within the last year, has launched something that is literally taking people by storm. And literally now, like people are getting ready to see the wind of it, where you're able to have protection, where you're keeping your money in your own crypto wallet. So you're not sending your money to some Joe Blow from Idaho, and he's taking your money and everything, and you're gone. And he's only trading 4 different cryptos from out of there. And since then, he's been seeing nothing but profits like this continuously to go up.
Wow.
He is expanding this so that everybody else can be a part of this and really be able to start growing their network. He says, we do not even talk about numbers a month of what we can do because it's illegal. He said, but we strive to at least do possibly 10%. Last month, they did 100%.
Wow.
When we see technology and cutting edge stuff, I got a gentleman today, I told you to be on the show, who literally, man, in the last 5 months, he's up 600% with the PAM account. The last 2 days, he's did over 32% in this PAM account, killing the game. When I tell people about these opportunities, and Stan, you know this, and I want you to tell people about this, they present themselves to you when you are in the right position. Let's talk about opportunities presenting themselves to you that literally like may have just blown your mind to where you're just like, man, I needed that. I needed this opportunity. And what did that do for you in your path and you actually being able to illuminate so many others because of that?
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, when I got in front of the wealth trend with voice over IP, when I got in the crypto space, you know, these were opportunities that I knew nothing about. And it's just a level of risk that I said, you know what? I'm gonna be kicking myself if I don't do it.
Say that one more time for the people in the back, Stan. I need to hear that again.
Yeah. So I always think about the worst case scenario. What if I don't do it and it blows up? I'm going to be kicking myself. You know? And every successful people, Bob Proctor used to always talk about this. Here's the key for successful entrepreneurs, we take action.
Yeah.
Okay. If it makes sense, it makes dollars. We take action. Okay. Unsuccessful people have to think about it.
Mm.
Okay. And think about it and think about it. And logically, your conscious mind is going to tell you, because the conscious mind is to protect you.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It could be a scam. Right.
Mm.
You know, and then you miss out on the opportunity.
Yeah.
You know how many people told me that when I was doing the video phone that was a scam, but that was a pyramid. That's what they used to say.
Yeah.
That was a pyramid.
Yep.
Yeah, because you got to get three who get three who get three. I said, isn't that how the bus is?
Yeah.
You got the general manager, then you got the supervisors, then you got the bus drivers, you got the mechanics. But one thing for sure, you ain't gonna never be the general manager.
Come on now. Come
So
on now.
again, you know, a lot of us are too broke to be skeptical.
Well, say that one more time for the people.
Like if we could be honest,
come on now.
You know, a lot of us are too broke to be skeptical. And you should be, because you're not safe on the bus. Think about it. If I hit somebody with that bus, I could be the best employees, a million miler.
Yep.
But if I hit somebody and kill them with that bus, I am fired.
Instantly.
And
they're coming after your pension if they can.
All of that.
I've seen
it. You're not, we get this false sense of security, like you're not safe on your job. You get sick and see, won't they replace you? My brother worked for hire for 22 years. And when he got sick, they replaced him in a heartbeat. It crushed him.
Wow.
So what we got to do is we have to understand that you're not safe on a job. You have to go out and create your own reality, and that's what we were put on this earth for. We were created to create.
Yes.
We weren't created to drive the bus for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All those talents that's in you and you. What if we would have stayed on the bus? We had 30, 40 years now. What all those talents that's in you and me, it'd be dormant and dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But as George Fraser said, you know, you see something or you hear something. We wanted more. We seen something like that makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Well, it's a little risky, but guess what? Let me try it.
Yeah.
Let me try it. Let me get involved. Let me connect with Rambo. Okay. Because he's successful with it, you know, and let me learn from him.
Dude, you know, I gotta ask this, Stan, because you're throwing out so much wisdom and so much motivation, inspiration to people out here. People need to make a move. Whether they know it or not, life is still going to be moving, regardless. Life will cause you to make a move either forward or backwards.
That's right.
Straight up. It's only two directions. And I watched how you inspired some of the great younger people, man, who are really killing the game. You and your wife, Cherise, have literally blessed so many people because you guys did decide to move forward. When you see these younger people, and you talked about that earlier, that have just really went on ahead in leaps and bounds, and shout out to one of them, man, a mutual friend of ours, Ronnie Brown, who is killing it, man. Woo! Killing the game.
That's my girl.
Yeah. Talk about it, man. And a lot of people who don't know who Ronnie Brown is, talk about it, and she's just killing the game out there, man.
Oh, yeah. She's taking it to a whole nother level. Ronnie was in my organization and in my company, my first company.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. But she is a beast.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah.
She has taken it to a whole nother level. A single mom, I mean, just doing it and taking names. I mean, I hit her up all the time and just tell her how I'm so proud of her. because she will not be denied.
Yeah.
And she don't make excuses.
Mm. Mm.
You know, and she has like, I mean, yeah, when I first got started, she was in my organization. And then I looked up, she's famous.
Yeah. I'm looking and I'm like, yo, you next to my guy, man. And I'm looking at the wonderful interviews and my guy Anthony O'Neill and some of my other good friends that we're out here with. I'm like, so this David Shands and the Social Proof Podcast, all them other guys, and killing the game.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, you start seeing people elevate. But I know that, when most people don't know that, like, they came from the very mentorship of you and your wonderful wife, and seeing them excel like that, man, does something to you that literally, like, man, like, blows your mind. Like, man, I can't even believe it, baby. Look at the success of what we're doing and what we instilled inside people, and look at them taking off to this next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And she's just a great example of what's possible. Nobody gave her anything.
Yeah.
She figured it out. She got in a network marketing industry.
Yeah.
Broke off, started her own network marketing company.
Yeah.
And just soaring in every area of her life. I mean, she has great vision.
Yeah.
And she's helping a lot of single young ladies.
Yeah.
And women. So, I mean, it's priceless, bro.
Yeah.
It really is, just to see, what she's doing, and a lot of other people that has come through with me when I first started. And again, I had no experience in that space. I never, did anything like that. But as I grew, I was able to take what I had to pour back into the ones in my organization, and to see them come out and do great things is a beautiful thing.
Dude, they are doing exceptional things because of you, your mentorship, your leadership, your guidance. We really want to thank you for that, because a lot of people, man, kind of overtake that, man, for granted when they don't know who this is. And they're like, I don't even know who that Stan Richards is. And I'm like, but you do know who this, and this, and this is. And your handprint and your imprint is on their lives because of you going on ahead and saying, yes, man. We really want to thank you for that, Stan. Stan, we know and everything, man. We didn't want to keep everybody too long, and I didn't want to keep you too long, but I really, really, really wanted to at least draw out as much great information, nuggets, wisdom, and then let everybody hear about your journey, man. Stan, if there's anybody out there who literally, man, is questioning themselves, and they've heard heard this entire interview, and hearing you and your journey, and hearing you from where you were, and literally God delivering you, and then God taking you to the next step, and then you making a decision to go to the next step, and then God just continuously to elevating you. If there's anybody out there, man, who's listening under the sound of your voice, man, what would you speak into them and inspire them tonight to begin to move them forward to the next destiny?
Well, I'll say this. The worst shot you'll ever take is the one that you don't take. Let me say that again. The worst shot you could ever take is the one that you don't take. That's number one. Number two, whenever you're challenged to go to the next level, you're always going to be faced with what I call the terror barrier. Okay? And when you're faced with this terror barrier, you have to make a decision. You can go back to safety, which that looked like for me. I could go back and drive the bus. Or you can make a decision that I'm going to burst through to the unknown. Okay? And you'll never get that success that you're looking for until you are willing to burst through that terror barrier. But everybody's faced with it. Nobody gets away. There's always another level as an entrepreneur. And when you're faced with that new level, there's going to be what we call the terror barrier. Okay? And your lower self is going to say, it's just easier to go back and do what you already know how to do. But that burning spirit inside is saying, you know what, I want more. Okay. And you have to burst through that terror and understand that we all were put on this earth. We were created to create. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
We love it, man. Stan Richards, man, the man himself, the infamous man himself, definitely dropped so much knowledge and so much game. We thank you here on the Leverage Show, man, for literally coming and blessing and hopefully changing all of our lives and everything, man, tonight. And really, really, really deep diving in, man, the myth, the legend, Stan Richards in his journey. Listen, Stan, let the people know how they can stay tapped into you and tuned in and probably even get some mentorship from you, man, because I know, man, some people may need that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, my website is stanrichardsonline.com. They can go there, sign up for a free 30-minute consultation with me. I do personal development coaching. And you also can get my book on my website, stanrichardsonline.com. You cannot get it from Amazon. Okay. Then you can follow me on all my social medias, on Facebook, Stan Richards, on Instagram, DMV Stan. And that's it, bro. From the bus to the Bentley, no more limits.
You know, I'm not even much going to lie to you, man. And I really wanted people to know this. You know, Stan, when I was actually a few years ago, man, making that adjustment, and I remember and everything, man, you know, God was just like, man, I'm taking you out. I'm launching you out, Lambo, right? But I'm going to connect you with some amazing leaders. I'm going to connect you with some amazing people. And I remember the first time I told you when I heard your voice and I found out who you was, and I said, man, this guy's amazing, man. Who is this Stan Richards? And a partner of mine, man, shout out to Stacks, used to talk about you all the time. And I didn't know who you was at the time. And I'm telling you what, when I first got on there and I heard you speak, I said, oh, man, I am definitely blessed beyond measure because I can relate to him. Coming from out of that transit driver, that bus driver, man, from the bus to the Bentley, literally resonated with me in the mission that God had created into my life. And I got a chance to watch you from afar, man, still working on my craft and doing all of these other things, man. And then when I got a chance to speak at the conference and meet you behind closed doors one time, but then speak at the conference and physically meet you, I'm like, man, I'm on the same stage with the same mic with Stan Richards, brother. I want to tell you personally, that was one of the most highlights of my life in the last 4 years, especially, man, was being able to share that presence and meet with you, brother. And then to have you come on this Leverage Show, man, and bless us tonight, literally, man, just really came full circle. So I want to thank you because you don't know, man, how much you inspired Lambo before there was a Lambo. When it was just Brother Drew, or people would call me Brother Drew, Andrew, AJ, Bishop, whatever they would call me, I really want to thank you for that because you inspired the man in front of me that I am the voice to so many countless of other lives today for. So I want to humbly thank you for that, Stan.
Wow, thank you, man. And it's been an honor to be on the show, and it's an honor to meet you, man, and to know you. You know, consider us as brothers, man. I mean, you really inspire me, man, to see what you're doing, and that's what it's all about, man. Let's just continue to be the light, man, and continue to serve.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what we're going to do. We're going to continue to serve, continue to reach the masses out here, continue to really go ahead and do something. Do you know that this is special today, especially this week, because this entire week, you are the only person on the Leverage Show. The Leverage Show after the day and everything, man, I'll be traveling on Thursday down to conference and everything, man, in Florida and then Vegas and then Kansas City. It's just back to back to back to back. And I really want to thank you because I didn't want anything this week. Even if there was another person, I was like, oh, we got to cancel the rest of this week. Stan Richards came on Tuesday night. I got to just go ahead and watch this replay and just bask in this moment, man, what you have blessed us all here for and everything. Again, the book is From the Bus to the Bentley by Stan Richards. You can definitely go online and go order it, right? Go to Stan's Facebook, man, Stan Richards, or his IG at Stan Richards Online. or is it a Stan Richards online or Stan Richards official?
No. On Instagram is DMV Stan.
DMV Stan?
Yep.
DMV, man, I didn't jack it all up, Stan.
It's all good. It's all
DMV
good.
Stan, man. I think I gave you a personal one. My bad. DMV Stan, that's it, right?
Yeah.
All right, DMV Stan. Make sure you guys, man, go on there. Definitely go get the book From the Bus to the Bentley. I ordered my copy, man, and I'm waiting and everything, man, to have that autograph because that definitely has blessed my life, man, truly so much tonight, man. It's good to see this good brother, man. Shout out to Michael Flowers, man. I see this brother. He's in the building, man. He's actually was one of the people, man, I drove the bus with in Minneapolis, man, so he definitely could testify. Definitely all these great stories, man, of being around each other. Appreciate you, man, you and me, man, for all you guys are doing. Shout out to LA Law, man. Shout out to everybody, man. I see y'all in the building. QDP, man, shout out to you, man. Errol says, fix your roof while the sun is shining because the rain is coming, man. I think we have literally, man, at that point, that Stan Richards have went on ahead and exited stage left after that. Listen, we really want to thank each and every single one of you guys, man. Again, please go online, man. Make sure you guys definitely go ahead and get that from his book or get the mentorship right there online. You guys can go book it. I'm telling you, it will help change your life because Stan Richards has changed Lambo's life and countless of other people's lives. Again, as a mentor, as a friend, as a brother, we thank you, man, from the Leverage Show back to everybody. Please give our wonderful, lovely, kindful love to your wonderful wife, Sharice, man. Thank her for everything that she's doing. She's killing the game. Insurance game. Oh, we definitely got to have her back. Killing the game, man, on the Leverage Show, man. Definitely, man. Want to thank you guys, man, for all you guys have done. Again, go get and tap in today to my guy, Stan Richards. Information is right there on the screen. You won't regret it. Love you guys, man. Me and Stan, man, are out of here till next time, man. You guys take care. God bless. We love y'all. Again, Stan Richards online. Go on ahead, man, and get tapped in because guess what? He's coming with some heat. Till next time, we out of here, y'all. Take care. God bless.